It is now my pleasure to introduce Republican
Good afternoon, everyone.
Michael Wiley.
Thank you so much. It is great to be on the call with everybody. We've got tens of thousands of patriots from all across North Carolina who are calling in because they know how important this election is going to be. And when you think about North Carolina families, you think about North Carolina veterans, there's never been an election more important than this. We are going to be deciding whether we are going to have a weak country. And when we talk about a strong country versus a weak country, think about our economy. Kamala Harris, who cast 2 tie-breaking votes, $2.5 trillion worth of inflationary spending that sent gasoline prices, grocery prices, and housing prices absolutely through the roof. Or Donald Trump, who is going to, on day one, end inflationary spending, unleash American energy, and he is going to give us no tax on tips and no tax on overtime and no tax on Social Security. He's going to let every North Carolina family keep more money in their pocket and spend less on their living. We also talk about the southern border. Kamala Harris, as the border czar, as the border czar, took 94 executive actions to dismantle the most secure southern border we ever had and allowed 10, 12, 15 million illegal immigrants to come across that border and make every state, including North Carolina, a border state, versus Donald Trump, who is going to shut down that border and deliver us a secure border and the scourge of fentanyl and the scourge of migrant crime, again, just like he did during his term. And President Trump is going to be very strong on the world stage. He's going to make sure that we have the strength that we need to protect our interests and our allies' interests at home and abroad. And lastly, for North Carolina, it is so important that he is the common sense candidate who is going to make sure that we have safety in our communities. He backs the blue, and he is going to be there for North Carolina soldiers, military families, and veterans every single day. So it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you, live from Trump Force One, our 45th president, and soon to be our 47th president, Donald J. Trump.
Well, Michael, thank you very much. And for everyone, Michael was the head of the North Carolina Republican Party, and we won North Carolina by a lot. It was a great election, and Michael didn't let anybody do anything that was wrong, like cheat. And we won the state, and it was fantastic. And now head of the Republican Party, along with Lara, the National Party, and we moved him because he did such a great job. So I want to thank you, Michael, for the incredible job. A lot of people wanted that job from a lot of other states. We picked the man from North Carolina. And speaking of your state, I just left North Carolina, and we had a fantastic time in Hickory, and gave a speech on business and tariffs and bringing all of the businesses back. You've lost so much of your business over the decades, and we had it really rocking 4 years ago, but we had something get in our way. We got more votes than anybody's ever gotten as a sitting president, but we're going to do something now. This is going to be historic, and North Carolina is going to be one of the truly big beneficiaries. We're 41 days away from the most important election in the history of our country. I really believe that. And the early mail-in voting in your state is underway right now. It's already started, and some of you may have your ballots ready, and we need you to get out and vote as soon as you can so that we can check it, make sure it's all good, make sure it gets counted, and we're watching it very closely. And if you don't have your ballot, you can get one, return it as soon as possible. And I'm also going to ask you to go out and get as many people as you can to go out and vote with you. It's something that really works out. Some people bring one person, and some people bring 10 people. But we have to save our country, and that's what we're going to do. With 4 more years of Kamala Harris, North Carolina will never, ever recover, and the country, maybe even more importantly, can never recover. Kamala Harris let in 1 million illegal aliens. That's the number that I think. And I think it's probably more with the gotaways. Probably more than that. And as you know, they came from prisons and jails. They came from mental institutions and insane asylums. They're terrorists. People that are coming into our country nobody's ever seen anything like that in the history of the world. There's never been a border like that. She was the border czar, now she claims she wasn't. But tomorrow she's going there for the first time in almost 4 years. She could have gone there 4 years ago and done it, but she didn't, and it's a disaster. And the damage is done. But the type-rated votes that caused the brutal inflation were hers. She cost the family, a typical family, $29,000 due to inflation that her and Biden caused with their ridiculous energy policies, which drove energy way up. She turned North Carolina into a dumping ground, an absolute dumping ground. She supports abolish ICE. Nobody should support abolish ICE. And maybe even worse than that, defund the police. She was one of the founders of defund the police. And but defund.
All right, well, we may have lost the president. I believe he's going to try and dial back in, but he is, as we said at the onset, calling in from Trump Force One, and he is on his way back from North Carolina with an absolutely fantastic event in there. I think the key thing that we want to make sure everybody on this call does is understand, as President Trump has said multiple times, it is great if you want to vote early. It is great if you want to vote by mail. It's great if you want to vote on Election Day. The key is that you've got to make a plan, you've got to execute that plan, and you've got to make sure that you're going to deliver that vote. And we have set up our Trump Force 47 program, and we're asking every single one of you, it's not enough just to vote. We need you to go find 10 of your friends, your family members, your colleagues, your coworkers, people from your community, and you need to get them to sign up. You need to get them to commit to vote and make sure that we get them out. So we certainly hope that everybody here will go to Trump Force 47 and sign up. And then we also are setting up our largest election integrity program in the history of the country. It's based on the program that we set up in North Carolina back in 2020, and we're very excited about that program. And we want everybody to go to protectthevote.com and make sure that you sign up to be part of the largest election integrity program that we have ever had. So we are hoping that the president is going to be able to dial back in. We apologize for the interruption there, but that has happened a couple of different times. But he felt that it was so important to be able to talk to everybody from North Carolina. They wanted to try and make it coming in from the plane, and I understand that they are trying to dial back in at this point in time. So the last thing that I would go ahead and just mention in terms of the overall economy, as the president said, that we are seeing, because of Kamala Harris's inflation, the rising prices in housing and gasoline and groceries, that the average North Carolina family is paying over $1,000 more just to get by. And what she has said she's going to do is double down on every. Is that the president back on the line?
He's got to get that. Come on. Who is he?
All right. So what Kamala Harris has said she's going to do is double down on every single one of the disastrous economic policies that she has championed over the course of the last 4 years. She is going to make sure that it is going to cost you and your family. Alex, we're back on. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. We're ready for you.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'd like to continue. I'm in a plane. I left North Carolina, and I'm heading for a different location, but I didn't want to miss this call. And if you would tell me, Michael, where did it get cut off? I was talking about she's a defund the police person, or where did it get left off?
Yes, sir. You had just said that she is a defund the police person and that she is going to make our communities less safe.
Good. Okay, and that will indeed make our communities less safe. And she will, as you know, Medicare, Social Security will be destroyed by the fact that the migrants are being put on Social Security, Medicare, and it cannot handle that. So your Social Security, Medicare will be wiped out. I, on the other hand, will guarantee Social Security. We're going to keep it as I did for 4 years. Made a change, and we never made an age increase or anything. She's banning fracking. She's banning natural gas exporting, and she's already done that, which is absolutely killing our country, but it's really hurting certain states, Pennsylvania. And she destroyed, as you know, single-handedly Canada, along with the governor of California, Newsom. She's destroyed California and San Francisco when she was the district attorney. She set them back. She has been absolutely horrible. On the other hand, what are we going to do to make America great again is seal the border, stop the invasion into our country of millions of migrants that are destroying our way of life and creating crime like nobody's seen. We're going to begin and we don't want to do this. We have to do it. We have to deport the criminals that came in from jails, from gangs, from mental institutions. In many cases, mental institutions, as I said, have been emptied out into our country. We're going to have to move them back where they came from. End inflation. We're going to end it, and we're going to bring down costs, and we're going to bring down the cost of energy, more important than anything. That will lead the way. That's where they blew it. The energy became so expensive that it created great, unbelievable inflation like this country has never had. We're going to make America the dominant energy producer in the world. We're going to lower taxes again. As you know, I lowered taxes the most of any president in history, but we're bringing them down yet again by a substantial amount because we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation, including Russia and Saudi Arabia, and we're going to use it. We're going to stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. And in the case of North Carolina, we're going to bring back your furniture manufacturing, and it's going to take it back. We're going to bring it back from other countries that took it from you. We have the largest tax cuts, which we're getting, and three very important ones, which Michael mentioned: no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security benefits, and no tax overtime. We will prevent World War III, and we've never been so close as we are now. End the weaponization of government against American people. Crush violent crime and support our police. They want to defund the police, and we want to support our police. We're going to rebuild our cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful, and that includes our capital in Washington, D.C. Strengthen and modernize our military. I rebuilt our military in the 4 years. Now we're going to strengthen and modernize it again. And we're going to cancel the ridiculous electric vehicle mandate and continue to cut regulations, which we did more than any other president. And just in closing, we are going to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory and radical gender ideology. And we're going to keep men out of women's sports. So for all of the great people of North Carolina, as you know, we won it twice, and we're going to win it a third time. And I appreciate you. We love you. Laura was born there. She's such a great example of a young, incredible person, and she loves the state so much that my granddaughter was named Carolina. So that's pretty good. I would say that's pretty good. I don't think anybody else is in that category. Again, I want to thank everybody. If you can, remember to send in your ballot, do it right away, and most importantly, vote. This is going to be the most important election in the history of our country. There has never been a more important election. Our country is in big trouble. We have to get rid of these people. They are the worst. He's the worst president we've ever had. He's the worst vice president that we've ever had. And if you can, go out and vote. Get as many people as you can. And I want to thank you all very much. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the inconvenience. We're in a plane very high up in the air going to another location on the campaign. And I appreciate it very much. And I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much. And Michael, thank you very much.